Hey, y'all. It's your girl, Candy J, your favorite certified clinical sexologist, relationship coach, marriage bootcamp coach, mocha marriage facilitator, premarital marital counseling, 7 principles of making marriage work, Gottman leader, wedding officiant, wedding travel agent, all of those different things. Listen. Okay, so how many people are out there dating right now? How many? Raise your hand, raise your virtual hands, hashtag me in the comments, hashtag it's hard out there for a pimp, hashtag it's pee in the dating pool. I hate when I hear people say that, right? But listen, so last week, and I missed it last week, and I don't know how I missed it. It was Meet a Mate week, right? And so I wanted to kind of touch on a couple of things, right? In this dating era, especially in our different communities, right? How are we finding people today, right? I know that social media is a big thing, right? That we are utilizing social media. We're using Instagram, we're using Facebook, we're using Twitter, we're using all kinds of things. But are you having success? It used to be where you could go old school, right? You can go to church and find your mate, you can go to a party and find your mate, you could be met up through friends, whatever the case may be. And it's just getting harder and harder for people to kind of really get together. But listen, there is still hope, okay? Start looking for singles groups, right? I actually even thought about because I work in the mental health field. I even thought about starting a singles group for people that just wanted to get together and kind of play a little bit of matchmaker. Sometimes, guys, I don't know if you like to play speed dating, right? But there are some wonderful speed dating events around the DFW Metroplex. If you're in Texas, if you're not in Texas, I would go look it up. Click on Eventbrite and type in speed dating events, right? Singles groups, hobbies clubs. Like, listen, I know that there are plenty of things out there for people that like anime and people that like to go hiking and book clubs and karaoke. And there's all these different things. Have you gone outside of your box? You can't say that there's no men or women out here if you don't put yourself out there either, right? And that means that's including social media as well, right? There's apps like BLK and Hinge and oh my God, there are so many. I can't even think of them all of them right now. But there are plenty of sites, right? Black People Meet is still a thing. eHarmony is still a thing. Guys, all of these things are still there. Family and friends. You can definitely, right? Find someone. How about organizing your own event? I hear a lot of my girlfriends and some of my clients talking about how they can't find anybody and there's nowhere to go to find them. How about organize your own event? If you are trying to find some like-minded people, why don't you make your own event? Eventbrite link, find a location, put something together. It's very it can be very cost efficient. I even have a suite downstairs in 122 where we're having events, right? I would definitely rent out the event thing to you if you came to me and said, "Hey, I want to do this event." Or shoot, I might even just, like I said, organize the event for you, right? Put the word out there that you are trying to find someone. And no, this is not a desperate thing, guys. This is that I'm trying to find my mate. Some of us are dating with a purpose of intentionality to be married. Okay, that's cool. If you are just looking for companionship, period, that's fine. Listen, there are so many things and so many places, right, that you can go in order to find putt. Go to a bar by yourself. Make sure you turn on your location so your people know where you at, but go put yourself out there. Go to the park and walk your dog. Go to the park and walk around. Go to the pet store. Go to a clothing store. There are people everywhere, but are you putting yourself out there, right? And here's a few dating facts, right? I can definitely say trading keys or trading codes to your door it takes 12 to 15 days on average for couples to exchange house keys. Now, in my opinion, that is still very, very early to exchange those things, okay? Because it takes a while for you to get to know somebody, right? And even sometimes when you marry them, you still don't know them. But hey, it's kind of early for all of that, right? I would say at least a year, unless we're moving in 6 months together. There's a lot, right? 10% of new accounts on free dating sites belong to scammers. So I'm just giving you some tips, right? Be careful of those catfishing. Make sure that you do a Facebook, on Facebook, a FaceTime meeting or a WhatsApp meeting with them or Google's Meet meeting, whatever you have, the app that allows you to see somebody else's face, right? Before you actually go out with them, right? And listen, dating apps are not for everybody, and I know this, especially my old school people, right? I have some clients that are well into their 40s and their 50s. I'm 42, but they're well into that, and they're like, I don't want to do all of that, right? But if you decide to put yourself out there on a dating app, let me give you a couple of tips. Number one, screen. Like I just said, make sure you do a face-to-face meeting. If you decide to do a first date, go to a well-lit area. Go to Starbucks. Go to IHOP. Go to Denny's. Go to Chick-fil-A. Go somewhere where you can pay for your own stuff if you would like to, and it's well lit, and if you decide to leave with that person, it's because you've used your own skills, right? Of knowing that, okay, this person feels okay to me, right? Use your date at your own will, right? Listen, don't use filters, guys. Listen, I have some friends that are queen of filters, right? And they'll do way too much with their faces. People want to know who they're getting, right? If you alter your face too much, then they don't know, and they're coming to Starbucks looking, going, who the heck is that? I've known men and women to do it, and we're like, who are you? That is not what you look like. Don't use old pictures. Like, for instance, I've lost 75 pounds. I still, in the face, you can tell it's me still, but I'm not going to use a picture of a fluffy girl, 5 years ago versus who I am today. 75 to 100 pounds different, right? That looks different, right? Don't be afraid to actually fill out the bio. Why? Because there are people that still actually read them, okay? And that can get you swiped left if you don't put enough information about yourself. I do know people that don't read them at all, right? So there is a lot of things out here to dating, right? But what I'm wishing and praying on you, right, is that you listen to yourself, you date healed, right? We all have some trauma, right? You have to be true to yourself and do self-reflection. Is it me, the reason why I keep failing in these relationships? Or is it that I'm not meeting people that are up to my standards? Are my standards too high? Are my expectations too high? Ooh, have I not established enough boundaries? Do I have too many hard, high boundaries that it's going to be very hard for somebody to meet with, right? There are some things that you just need to self-reflect. And if you need to do that, we can definitely do that together. So, anyways, guys, this was about meeting your mate week. Listen, come back here for more mental health tips, more dating tips, more marriage and premarital counseling tips, wedding officiant stuff. Guys, I do a lot here, and my goal is to make sure that I am meeting your needs within my niches. Okay. Have a amazing Thursday, and I'll see you guys later.